The real reason you are not where you want to be in life. I want to have an honest conversation with you today. Not a comfortable one. Not one that is going to make you feel good and send you back to doing the same things, but a real one. Because if you have been asking yourself why your life looks the way it does right now, why the dreams are still dreams, why the plans are still plans, why the version of you that you keep promising yourself is still waiting, then this video exists to give you the answer that nobody around you has been willing to say out loud. The real reason you are not where you want to be in life is not what you think it is. It is not the economy. It is not your upbringing. It is not the people who wronged you, and it is not bad timing. All of those things may have played a role, but they are not the reason, because there are people who came from worse circumstances than yours who built more than you have allowed yourself to imagine. And the one thing that separates them from the people who stayed stuck is not luck, and it is not talent. It is a decision, and more specifically, it is a series of decisions that you have been making every single day that you have not been fully honest with yourself about. The first real reason is that you have been negotiating with your own standards without admitting it. Because every time you say you will start Monday and you do not, every time you set a goal and quietly abandon it 2 weeks later, every time you tell yourself this time will be different, and then behave exactly the same, you are not just failing to achieve a goal, you are teaching yourself that your word means nothing. And a person who does not believe their own word cannot build anything that requires sustained belief in themselves to complete. The second real reason is that you have been consuming a vision of the life you want without paying the price it actually costs, because somewhere between the inspiration and the execution, something gets lost. And what gets lost is the willingness to be in the uncomfortable, unglamorous, unseen middle of the process where nothing feels like it is working and nobody is watching, and the only thing keeping you going has to be something internal, because the external rewards have not shown up yet, and most people quit in that middle because they were never honest with themselves about how long the middle actually lasts. The third real reason, and this one is the hardest to hear, is that part of you is comfortable, and comfort is the most socially acceptable form of self-destruction that exists, because nobody looks at a comfortable person and says that person is destroying their potential. They say that person has a stable life. But stability and growth are not the same thing, and a life that never risks anything never gains anything either. And the comfort you have been protecting is costing you the very life you keep saying you want. The fourth real reason is that you have been surrounding yourself with a version of normal that has been slowly calibrating your expectations downward without you noticing, because the people you spend the most time with set the invisible standard for what is possible, what is acceptable, and what is worth trying. And if everyone around you has made peace with mediocrity, then mediocrity starts to feel like the only realistic option, even when it is not. The fifth real reason is the one that sits underneath all the others. You have not fully decided, and I mean really decided, with the kind of commitment that removes the exit option and burns the bridge back to who you were. Because most people make wishful decisions, not real ones. They decide they want something while simultaneously keeping every escape route open, every backup plan ready, every excuse available, and that kind of half-hearted commitment produces half-hearted results every single time without exception. So here is what this moment requires from you. Not motivation, not a new plan, not a better schedule. It requires a real decision, the kind that changes how you carry yourself, the kind that makes the people around you notice something is different before you have said a single word about what you are building, the kind that you will look back on in 5 years as the moment everything actually changed. You are not behind because life has been unfair. You are behind because you have been negotiating with yourself when you should have been building, and today that negotiation ends. And if this is the conversation you needed to have with yourself, then like this video, subscribe to Mind Unspoken, follow for more, and drop a comment below with the one excuse you are letting go of today, because the life you want has been waiting on the other side of that excuse for long enough.